Authors Tell All, a podcast by Shy Soul. She's bringing you author interviews, book discussions, and more. Stay tuned.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? I'm Shy. This is author Monique. If you haven't known already, we have her on the show. She's been anticipating this. So let's get right into this. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. I'm excited.
That's beautiful to hear. Now, you have a lot of great titles that are beautiful series. And I just want to know, which one would you like to talk first? We can speak about all of them. The three that you want to talk about, whatever way you want to go, that's the way we'll go. Just to give you some comfort and get into it.
I don't know. I'll probably start with my favorite series. Well, I think my reader's favorite series is, because I got a lot of positive and great feedback on it. Bad Boys Need Love Too.
Ooh.
A Cincinnati Street Kings love story. It's a 3-part series. And like I said, there's a lot of great feedback for it, and that actually gave me one of my first bestseller was from that series. So it did good for me. I can't complain, and I enjoyed writing it. I had a whole bunch of fun writing it.
Now, I had a really deep feeling. I was like, she's probably going to speak about this one. So I was going to put that in the description, to bring them in. But she was like, yeah, I'm going to let her speak up on that. I kind of had a feeling you was going to talk about this. Let's get into that. That is a great series, by the way. I have to say that.
Thank you.
No problem. Now, what made you write and, want to begin writing that story? Like, what made you be like, I want to write this?
So, a little secret I'm about to reveal. I get a lot of my storytelling from stuff that's already happened. Like, that's actually happened before. So, a lot of it's from experience with myself or someone that may be close to me, someone that I may know. I always have the permission, of course. So, it's just little bits and pieces of something that's already happened. Kind of telling somebody's story, basically, and putting it into my own words. And that's really how it came about. And I just kind of told the story from there.
I really like that. I like that you are actually taking pieces of real life and, incorporating that into your story or basing that off your story. I really love when authors do that. That makes it even more real,
Genuine, exactly. Right.
I love
and
that.
Relatable. Yeah.
I really, really love that. Because especially me, because I'm a reader myself, of course, and I just love when I read new authors, and they really have they generally do have a story to tell, and many other stories to tell that are like real, and you can really get into it, and be able to connect with it. So that's definitely why I really said that this was a great book, great series.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that too about new authors, because new authors don't get a chance. Because with new authors, people stuck in their ways, they got who their favorites are or whatever. So, people gave me a chance, and that all my books get great feedback. Not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but I get a lot of great feedback from my stories, and that's because somebody gave a new author a chance. So just because the author's new don't mean they don't know how to write. Like you said, everybody got a story to tell, and their story may not be for you, but their story is for somebody.
Exactly. That great points, because I myself am a new author as well, and I feel like new authors, like you said, should generally get a chance because they have something fresh. They really do have something fresh to to tell and to bring different, because every author who has been out here for a long time, they've had a lot to say. And, I'm not going to say they run out of ideas or anything like that, but they have their genuine way of writing. New authors, you never know. They may have a storyline.
Different style of writing or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing.
Like a new musician, like a new music artist, somebody come out with a new song you never heard of. Like Ella Mai, she came out, she was a new artist, but she was a breakthrough artist when she came out. So it's almost kind of like the same thing. Somebody that's new, somebody that you're not used to, but they come through with something that you like.
I was just about to say that. That's crazy. Okay, we're getting connected with this. It's going to be a great show. I was just about to say that because that's true. Because, take me, for instance. When I was writing, I always say this on my podcast because I really want authors who do write on Wattpad and such to be able to hear this and be like, well, I can take my work off this because Wattpad is just, your work can get snatched by somebody so quick. And then,
Yeah.
So that's exactly why I say this, because they have different and fresh stories and a lot of just different things that they have to talk about and create. And they're just right there sitting there. You know, they can get signed or published themselves. That's why when I had my stories up there, they were different. That's what grabbed a lot of people, like with your stories. Your stories are different. Believe me, I read them. I read a lot of people. I read a lot of people that come on the show. And I'd be like, one day they're going to be on the show because they deserve to be able to broadcast their work. This is what we do. This is what we love to do.
It's
so
appreciated, right? Yeah, exactly.
So another thing I was going to ask you, which is connected with this topic right now. As an author and readers, and I've seen a lot where some readers will say in their reviews that, oh, I'm glad I gave this author a chance, or this new author a chance, or would say, oh, I liked it, but I didn't like the work because I didn't know of the author or any other work he or she may have had. I really don't like that. How do you feel about that, since you are a new author as well?
I had to deal with that, like, initially after dropping my first book, obviously, because it was my first book and I was a new author. If I'm not mistaken, some of my reviews are still up on Amazon that say some of the things to the effect of what you said as far as a new author. The book was good, but I never really read nothing by her, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes, you know, just kind of iffy, wishy-washy type reviews or whatever, but I mean, it's expected. It's take it on the chin and just keep it moving and just keep writing, and hope that they get to the end of the book and be like, okay, this is good. I want to know what's about to happen next. So I'm just going ahead and read this second book, and then by the second book good enough to grab them. So it's like, okay, well, she do know how to write a book. Let me read this next book and see, and then you got them. So it's really just all about patience, but at the same time, my books are not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and I know that I've gotten reviews to where people say, yeah, it was good, but that just wasn't for me. It wasn't my taste. So I mean, that's just what it is. It's like certain authors like to write in certain genres. That's just what it is. Like,
exactly.
You know, you just gotta take it and keep it moving on. Like, none of that gets to me. None of that stopped me. None of that hold me down. It's all learned experience for me.
Exactly. I love that you said that, because I had seen something come across my page and I'm like, it's not sad, because, you know, a person has their own opinion, but then again, it's not fair, because that author can really have put their heart into this story and then have a lot of, or may some come in and say that. Like, I had it too. I was like, oh, it's all fine. It's all right. It's just a review. I'll have many more.
Yeah, I do that as well. I'm kind of down, like, what they mean? Like, hold on. But I gotta kind of remind myself, like, you know, constructive criticism. Because just read between the lines, they're trying to tell you something that maybe you can improve on and make your story better next time. So next time they leave a review, it'll be a better review because you improved on whatever it was to be.
Exactly.
Didn't like or whatever. So again, it's hard sometimes. But you gotta just use it as a learning experience. And it gets easier each time. You know, you always get reviews. I don't know, maybe for me, I can't speak for other authors, but each bad review gets better over time, because it's like, okay, well, I'm getting better in my craft, and people are recognizing that I'm getting better in my craft, so the little bit of bad reviews that I get aren't as bad as they were in the beginning.
Exactly. Thank you for saying that, because that's some very great points. Now, let's gravitate towards, like, what made you, let me put it this way, what made you want to write the way you do? I'm going to put it like that. Like, the style and the flow.
It's kind of like opening up Pandora's box, because my mind is out there already. So it's like either write or I'm just in my head with my crazy ass thoughts. So it's I'm very detailed. I know I got a test reader who said that I'm too detailed in my writing, but all of my readers feel like my details put them in the scene and makes them enjoy the story a lot more. So of course I do what my readers want me to do. But it's, I don't know, it's just something that I've always wrote down how I feel and wrote down my thoughts, whether it was in a diary, in a song, in a story, a poem, or whatever. That's just always been something that I've been doing for over 20 years, because I'm in my 30s. So over 20 years I've been doing that. So it's just, I don't know. And then, like I said, my mind is crazy. So why not share the crazy thoughts with the world and entertain somebody in the process?
Very true. Very, very true. Because I feel that way too. As a writer, I don't know if you're like this too, but when I write, I really, really connect with my characters. That's the first thing I'll do, is I'm really trying to get attached to my character, because if I don't like my main character, if I don't like that character, I'm gonna be like, first thing I'm gonna do is like, okay, this character's gonna die. That's it. If she ain't connecting, he ain't connecting with me, they're gone kaput. They're gone on to the next, or I'm gonna make them a bad character for my readers to not like them as much as I don't. So
I can swear up and down all I want to that my characters don't affect me and
they
take over. They do.
Yes.
I can say all I want. And it's so funny because my husband sitting here looking at me like I'm crazy, because he knew what I was about to say. He tell me all the time, like, you acting like so-and-so. You acting like Sheree right now. You acting like so-and-so right now. Like, you acting like Remy right now. Like, you need to calm down. You acting like Davey and stuff. Like, he'll let me know. Like, because they really do. Like, you really get involved with these characters in order to tell their story the right way. Like, you gotta make these characters out. Like, because like you said, if you don't like them, the readers are not gonna like them. Like, if you're not feeling this character's story and what they got to say, the readers are not gonna feel it. So, you gotta move on with your character, though. And when you're telling your story, like, you can't help but to get caught up with them. Like, I defend my characters like they out here in the streets for real.
Me too.
I'm like, don't come for Carleon like that. Don't do that. Don't come for him like that. Cause he real. Don't do that to him.
That is definitely me, because I have a character right now that got me in my feelings about this character. Like, but I actually love the character, and somehow, and it's a male leading character, so I don't know what part in me connected with a male character like this, because it's never happened before. So I'm like really deep and really into his storyline and everything. I want his storyline to be perfect. I want my readers to really love him and really want him to do better. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel
it. And the thing is,
I feel it.
Maybe it's because I've never really created a book babe before. That's the thing. When I create my male characters, I make them a certain way, but I really never thought about, I'm going to make a book babe character. When I created him, I was like, yep, there we go. I don't know how it happened. It just happened. Exactly. It just happened.
And that's how it is, though. Like, sometimes you don't even plan on it, because I know it's been a couple of times where I've had a story in my head, and I'll get to a specific scene, and the character will take over the scene and will go the opposite direction of where I was planning on going, and now I've got to rewrite the whole story in my head because one character did what the hell they wanted to do.
Oh,
and it sounds crazy, because it's like, well, we're just talking about some characters here, but no, like, they really take over the story.
Exactly, because I'm the same exact way. Like, my characters, they speak to me. I don't care if any other person who don't understand that, if you think, oh, she crazy. No. If you look at my notebook and see everything that I just told you, be like, oh, that's why. Because just like, the character is like a little bit a part of Shy Soul in some way. Like, you would have to...
Right.
The people who know me understand.
A piece of me in every character.
Yep.
And every female character is a little piece of me.
Exactly.
And my readers and stuff are probably going to be like, yeah, the freaky side of the characters. But that's not it. It's other little bits and pieces and stuff that I throw into the character, which makes it easy for me to connect with them and give them a personality and make them come to life, because I can relate
Very true. That's exactly how I feel and exactly how I write my characters. I really don't care what anybody say about certain characters. If it's a character I don't like, I agree with you, sis. I made that character like that for a reason because I hate her. It might have been a character that I got in, an actual person that I did not like, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna create this character like this such and such person. I ain't gonna tell who they is in the story, but just know it's about you in some way.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that before? That's a good question.
Yeah, and they'll know. If I ever put somebody in a book, I always let them know who their character. Well, they're gonna know who their character is because they're gonna have some type of trait or quality that's reminiscent of them. So they're definitely gonna know if I make a character up. But I'm gonna tell them anyway. Like, look, I put you in my book. You might die at the end. You might not. But whatever happens, just no ain't no beef. It's just a story. But I might have been mad at the time while I was writing it, or whatever emotion I was going through at the time when I was writing it. That's what happens to your character.
Exactly.
But, cool though. Cool though.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. I've never told this story before, so this is good for this since we're on this topic. When I wrote a book, I had an associate, and we were somewhat like good friends, right? And she was all like, I love your books. She's like, I love your books, right? She's like, can I be a character in your book? I was like, I don't know, right? I was kind of like iffy about it. She was like, oh, come on, right? I was like, okay, if you don't take anything personal, right? What I may have changed your character into, right? So she read a part. And usually when I would write her part, I'd be like, is this okay or whatever? Is that fine? She's like, yeah. She was like, just do whatever you want to do. She shouldn't have gave me that okay. I should have known what I was going to write. She wasn't going to like it. Yep. As soon as she read it, she was like, how in the F you going to do this? I was like, what do you mean? She was like, why would you do this? Why I was having issues with such and such? I was like, I didn't mean it like that. That's just the character. You just took that in. Right. You just took that in your way. I was like, I didn't take any situation you've ever been through and took advantage of that. I was like, maybe you should calm down a little bit. She was like, no, F you in your book. I was like, wow. And you know what I did? There was a book that was just on a Wattpad or whatever. I took that story down, re-edited, and be like, because of this issue, such and such character will be getting killed off. Sorry, not sorry. And left it at that. Yeah, I was like, I was like, I'm never doing that again. And never did it since. I was like, oh no. If it's a character I'm gonna do something with.
For new authors and stuff to know.
Yeah.
I haven't had that situation before. I've never had an issue like that before, as of yet. And I'll keep that in mind for future references.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna handle the situation differently already. Because how you just told your story and yourself the story, I'm gonna handle it differently anyway. Because I'm ignorant, so it's not gonna go down like that. But that's another story for another time. But that's just good advice for me to know for the future to not,
Right, because I mean, she just popped. I don't know. She had to be going through something that she didn't tell me about. I mean, because my mind is very creative. I can't necessarily remember exactly what I actually wrote because I mean it's irrelevant and I really didn't care.
She was a thought. You made her a thought, didn't you?
Yeah. I think it was something like that, and she didn't like it.
It had to be. I don't see what else would make her mad. She was just all over the place,
Yeah.
But she had to know it was the story that you wanted to be a character. Your character just happens to be the thought of the book. I'm sorry.
Right, and the thing was, everybody loved her character. I mean, everybody was like, everybody was like, I love this character. She's real. She's this, for what she does, whichever, and whoever. It's just that we like her, and she didn't like that. I'm like, well, oops, I didn't mean it that way, but okay, your true colors just came out. That's not my fault.
Not your fault.
Exactly.
At all.
Now, have
Not
you
your fault at all.
Have you had any crazy? Over something you've wrote? Because I've had that with another person. Have you ever had a crazy message or review over a certain topic in your book? This is a good thing to talk about too.
Well, I released a domestic violence book last month for National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, In Love with Disaster, a not-so-beautiful love story.
Mm-hmm.
And it got mixed reviews because a lot of people were like, from what I gather from like the reviews and the feedback that I got, if they weren't in a situation of, if they've never been a domestic violence victim, they didn't understand, because it was just like, well, why she just didn't get away, or that couldn't have been me, she stayed, she could have left, but so it was kind of hard for them to comprehend. But then you had other readers that were like, okay, I was in that situation before, like I felt this book, it was so deep, like they understood because they know the struggle and they know the pain. So I've gotten, some negative feedback about that. And I have one reader, she really, now that I think about it, she ain't really, okay, I heard you say F, so I know I can't use no curse word. I gotta watch my mouth.
Oh, no, wait. You can cuss. The way I did it is how...
She don't fuck with me.
Right. I was just trying to, speed it up.
She was upset about a character, and I'm gonna say it because once I say that she's listening, she's gonna know I'm talking about her, but she knows that I rock with her real heavy. But Shireen and Bad Boys Need Love Too was just on some straight bullshit, and nobody liked her. She was the only person that liked Shireen, because Shireen, she just kept saying Shireen was so real and she held it down. So when I killed her off in the book, she was heated. I don't even think she read book 3 because Shireen wasn't in it, and she ain't really been on Facebook with me too heavy since then. So they really be, serious about this mess. And I mean, I don't want to call it a mess like that, but they, they be real serious about it.
Yeah, really connected. Exactly.
Yeah, so I expect to have, some negative feedback. I done had, a little falling out with an author already. I had to block an author already on all my social media sites. So, I never knew how messy shit was in this industry until I got into it. So, it's all expected. Like I said, I know what I do. I know how I write. I know my accomplishments and what I achieve. So, can't nobody change that. Nothing nobody do or say. I don't want to be in nobody's shoes. I want to be in Monique's shoes, because everybody was started at the bottom at one point in time and worked their way up. So I don't look at nobody envious or with jealousy like, oh, I wish I was that. No, because I'm going to get my own accolades and my own achievements, and I'm going to set and reach my own goals. So.
Exactly. Now, what you said is I can really connect with that too, because I had somebody say, with my very first book that got published, everybody was like, okay, I love this from this author. I would really love to, read some more of her books when she comes out with them. And I had one reader. She was like, the book was good, but how the hell is she gonna put such and such? Since I'm rewriting the story, I'm not gonna say my character name because I'm changing her name. So she was like, how could she put such and such through all of this? She already went through enough, and then she got nerve to make her I think she said make her get kidnapped and raped. I stopped right there when reading the book. When she said rape, I was like, wow, because it's reality. Yeah, I'm not making fun of anything. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm being completely serious. Exactly. With my books, people have come to know that when Shy writes a book, she's being really serious with some parts in the story, because she wants people to be either aware of this, or people who have been through it, that they can come to her books to, rejoice or anything like that. You get what I'm saying? That's my point of writing certain things like that.
Right. It's just like, I've heard readers or read reviews and stuff, and they'll be like, how did Pookie get away with shooting up Tyrone and his crew in the club? Like, how do they get away with that? Like, who gets away with that? And I'm like, shit, I live in Cincinnati now. It's not Chicago, but it goes down here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Like, bodies is always dropping here in Cincinnati. You just don't hear about it on the news and other places, obviously. But I'm like, people get away with that all the time. Like, where I live at, people get away with that all the time. They literally... This was on CNN. A guy went into a club, stood on the stage, and shouted to a crowd full of people in the club because he seen somebody he was beefing with. And when a nigga says it's on the floor, when they see you, it's on the floor. Like, so it goes down like that. People go in clubs, shoot up clubs, and get away with it all the the time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and the readers are always so critical, like, well, how this happened, how that happened, and you just, it can't get to you if you let it get to you.
Right.
But if you don't let it get to you and you just keep writing and keep doing you, because it's always gonna be somebody that don't like what you're doing. It's always, and that's with everything. That ain't even with just writing books. That's just life in general. You always gonna have that one person that's always gonna be like, huh? What? Nah. There's always gonna be that one person that's gonna always be negative. So as long as you got a whole handful of people that rock with you, that one person that they outweigh. So
exactly. Now,
that would be doing me.
Now, I want to just divert to your book. What is the most impactful part in your story that you think really grabbed hold of your readers, that really, what you think really made them this be their favorite book series by you?
The fact that Shireen was so in love with Carleon, she was willing to help him set up and murder her father.
Oh, that's cool.
That's the premise of the story. She was so in love with him. So her father is a drug lord from Cuba. He's in America doing this thing. She adores her mother and father relationship so much because they are so in love with each other after so many years. She feels like if she gets somebody that's just like her father, she'll get that type of love too. So when she meets Carleon, he's trying to piece up a becoming drug lord and reminds her of her father. So she's so in love with him that she's willing to set up her father, and Carleon wants to take over her dad's empire. So that's the reason why they set him up, and go through the whole ordeal and everything that comes along with that. So all of that happens in the first book, and it's a 3-part series. So just imagine all the other stuff that comes after that happens. But the premise of the book, though, is that's what really got everybody. That's what made everybody hate Shireen. Except for the one person, the one reader that don't really fuck with me too much no more, because Shireen, she said, was real loyal, and she was very loyal to Carleon. I will give her that. She was very, very loyal to Carleon. But at some point, you gotta draw that line when it comes to like your parents and somebody that you met on the streets. She was too loyal to him. She killed off another character for him as well. So a character that was loyal to her throughout the whole story.
Okay. That reason I'm saying okay like that, because I told you I read that story. That story is good. You are one of the main authors that really made me want to dabble in a little bit more of the street side of urban writing, because I add a little street, and I'm mainly like the really soft romance writer. But if I wanted to get really, really deep, I could. And reading this story made me be like, you know what? I'm gonna take it there. Just reading one, yeah.
Like when Remy was at the Kentucky Derby and she went to the dude, let him in his car, acting like she was about to give him some head and end up shooting him.
That's cold. That's cold. I was like, sis, who? That was my face. Like, how did she come up with this? Like, can my mind go that far? That had me wondering, can my mind as a writer go that far?
It goes far. Just think about some crazy stuff and just put it on paper. My notebook is not neat. I got notes, scribble, everywhere, and then it just comes together.
Wow, so
you're a masterpiece.
You're a note taker like me. I swear, my notebook is a mess, but I understand it. I go to my thing like boom, bam. Okay, this is chapter 2. Okay, then go to this little section.
Right. And right behind chapter 2 is chapter 17.
Exactly. When I tell you that I write my chapters, I don't write my chapters in order. I may start at my ending, because that what really gets me in my story. When I write my ending of my story, I'd be like, boom. I know exactly what I'm going to do from the beginning and the middle. The ending is already done. I already figured that part out.
My ending, I done had 30 different endings before I get to the one end I'm going to use.
Yep.
I can't.
I'm like that with some stories.
At the beginning and just write.
I'm definitely like that with some stories, but like if it's a story that like I'm really, really, really in depth with, like I'm really already in love with it, I'm gonna write my beginning, my prologue, and then my ending. I already got that out the way, because for me, my middle part of my story is like I'd be like stressed, like okay, I did all this drama, now it's time to bring it down just a little bit, a little tad. I can't do that because I love writing a lot of drama in my books. Like, it never fails me. Somebody gonna get stabbed. Somebody gonna get shot. Somebody gonna lose this one, get cheated on. I cannot stop that. This is how I love writing. It just, I can't.
I mean, it's reality.
It is.
It's relatable.
Now, I want to ask this. Where do you think you're gonna, how far are you gonna go with any of your new stories? Like, how wild are you gonna take it there? That's
okay. So the book that I'm writing now, and I'm almost done with it. Actually, I'll be done with it real soon. The main character is somewhat of an assassin. It's a woman though, and she's trying to get revenge. So she's about to do a whole bunch of crazy ass shit, like some Colombian type stuff, to the men that she's gonna be offing. I got some ideas and stuff in my head already on how she gonna make it happen, make it look like an accident. So that's gonna be crazy. She got a few victims. She got about 5 or 6 victims that she gonna off in the story. I ain't gonna tell too much about it, but I will talk about it on Facebook over the next about a week or so. I'll start talking more about it. But yeah, this book was real fun for me to write. I wrote it without no problem along the way, which is rare. Sometimes I gotta take a little break when I'm writing stories, but this one I didn't want to stop writing. I just want to write every day, all day, every day.
That's exactly how I am with this book I'm working on. Like my friend, she was like, "Are you done with your book yet?" I'm like, "I'm still working on it." Right? And the next week or maybe weeks later, "How you at with your work?" I'm like, "I'm still working." She was like, "Shy." I'm like, "I'm still working on it." Why? Because I'm really, like, he won't stop, you know.
Into it.
That, and like, he's like, he won't stop talking because he has a lot. This is a character that has a lot to say. He won't, I say this all the time, because this is a character who will not let me have any more point of views other than his in this one book. He's straight talking the fools because this is his story. So I'm like, okay. Right, I'm like, okay. This is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it like different. It's a whole series all connected, but they're going to be different books. Since he don't want to hush, I'm going to just give the next character, who's very important in the series, their way to talk. That's how these characters are like doing me. And she was like, "Yeah, I totally understand that." She's like, "I like that. That's different. Go ahead and do that." But I still can't wait to read this book because she was like, "This is very different for you." I'm like, I'm not going to say, I'm a very humbled person. So, and that's another thing I want to ask you. I'm a very humble person. I'm not just thinking like, "Oh, my book is going to be top number one. I'm be best up." No, I just love writing. If it happens, when that day comes, then I'm be running around my house like a mad woman, like, "Oh my God." Okay, yeah. Other than that, I'm just going to be sitting here writing my books, chilling. That's it.
I share my reviews, not for the props or the congratulations. I share my reviews so that other people be like, "Okay, well, this person think this book is this good. Let me check this book out and read it." Because at the end of the day, that's all I really care about is them reading the book. The monthly royalty checks and everything that come along with it, and you know, the admirers and followers and this, that, and the other is all like the cherry on top. And it just makes it a little bit sweeter. But at the end of the day, I just be really wanting them just to read my books and feel like, "Oh, that book was nice. Like, that was a real nice story. I love your book. Like, that's really good." I won't at the end of the day.
Right. Oh, I love that. Because I'm the exact same way. You know, I'm just very intent on what I'm doing and just striving to, you know, just get better. That's it. Not striving to just be the best author out here. No, not at all. Now, Do you think you would dabble in any different genres, or this is just strictly your genre that you were writing? That's it.
No, I'm definitely going to write in other genres too. I don't know. I want to do some other stuff. I'm not really sure yet, but definitely not just urban, or urban romance, or urban fiction. However you want to dress it up. I'll definitely do some different stuff. What yet? I'm not really sure. I might do something paranormal or something horror or just something romance without the urban aspect to it. So it just depends where my mind takes me, but it definitely just won't be secluded to one genre. But I want everybody to read my books.
Right. That's how I am too. I have a very creative mind space. So I'm not just thinking about romance or anything like that. I'm thinking about like an action story or like you said, paranormal or anything like that. I'm actually working on stuff like that. Like sometimes, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sometimes, my books are like a mixture sometimes. I just way my mind may be gravitating with the story. I just may put a mix with it. The way you want to go with the story. If it all fits well, I just say go for it.
Yep. So I'm getting to the point, just like I'm getting to the point where I'm working on multiple projects at one time. And not just on one book. Right now I'm working on 2 different projects, technically 3, but I'm putting more energy into 2 of them. So I'm about to be cranking out books. That's one of my ultimate goals, is to crank out books to where my readers don't have to wait for a book. They can be expecting books from me a lot more than they do now.
Right. I'm like that too. I love multitasking, multi-writing. I just make sure that I don't get my storylines mixed up at all.
That was the thing I was worried about.
Man, I practiced that. Yeah, I practiced that for a good minute. I was like writing like 4 books at once. It was like, wait, 4? You lying? I'm like, look at my inventory right there. You look at all the times I go back and forth between a book, or what days. Like I wrote that book, then went to another one. I'm not getting tired of the book. I'm just very interested in all of them that I want to get them finished at a certain point in time so they can come out.
Right.
Now,
it's like for instance, really quick, while we're talking about it, one of the other projects that I'm working on is Breeze from the Bad Boys series. At the end of book 3, it's a fast forward to Breeze being in prison and him talking to Remo, him and Remy's son, and of course Remy was murdered and the doctor was able to save him. So Remo is in the book that I'm writing now. He's going to end up being we're going to say like he will have bits and pieces in the story. He's not really in the story. It's kind of like where he's at in life now, because my other project is actually his story.
Right.
So I know a lot of people were asking me about his story, telling me to come back with his story though. So that's a little surprise. He's not in the story. You won't get too much from him, but it's just kind of what he's doing. So everybody's kind of aware of what he's been doing up until this point.
I like that. I like when you bring authors bring characters back that the readers love. They bring it back in another story, or give bits and pieces, because that's a character that you really developed and you really can't get rid of, or just have it in one book. Yeah, I'm feeling that way too about this character. I'm like, oh Lord, or another character that's gonna be a pop-up maybe, or what have you. Now with your other series, excuse me, Loving Against It Ain't Easy, what made you want to write this series? Like, what was the inspiration behind that? Yeah, I know you said like bits and pieces are from real life, but what really made you want to come up with this one particularly?
Long story short, I have a friend that I went to school with. They used to always tell me to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, all the time, it was all the time, and telling me to write a book. And he literally gave me the idea, like, why don't you just write a book about a lawyer with a sex addiction that moonlights as an escort? And that was all he said. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to just run with that. And I swear I was writing my first book for years before I really got serious and started putting energy into it and finished it. But that's where it came from. Somebody just literally just gave me an idea and was like, just write a story about this and see how it goes. And that's where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's literally how it happened. Getting me to write my first book. That's how it happened.
Wow, now that's crazy because my first book, a friend of mine gave me the idea for it. Now I can say this because a lot of people have read it. It was about a football player and the woman is a housekeeper. Now, mind you, I've never ever thought about writing a book about a housekeeper who falls in love with, a celebrity or anything. I never thought about that. But she was like, why don't you do that? She was like, that's right around your alley. And, you write a lot of crazy drama and stuff. She was like, why don't you just combine the two? I was like, okay.
There you go.
I was like, all right. I started brainstorming, just doing like a little research, look up some movies on Lifetime because, they got a lot of movies like that with a crazy housekeeper. And I was like, right. I was like, okay, I could do that, but just twist it in my way, and the story turned out great. And I shouted her out in my book, and she was like, I didn't think you were actually going to do it. I was like, really? The type of writer I am, you thought I wasn't going to write about that. You knew I was going to write about it. I said, you knew. Deep down, you knew I was actually going to turn it into a story. She was shocked. She was like, I didn't think it was going to turn out that good, though. She was like, the route you went with it was great. Yeah. I've had a few people give me storylines, and I just, ran with it a little bit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And even though I may have got rid of those stories, I still have them in the back of my mind, and I can easily just rewrite it again.
Ideas.
Mm-hmm.
People are always saying, write this, write about that. And I'm like, I got you, and I jot it down in my notebook. And I might not use it right away, but definitely use it if it's good enough for me to put a spin on.
Right.
And make it good, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I love giving my author friends ideas too, because I had one who was like, I think I'm running out of ideas, I was like, I think I'm running dry. I was like, first of all, don't say that, because your mind is very creative where you can come up with anything you want to. You just need to relax, take some time. So I was like, let me just send you a few ideas that I had written down that I'm probably not going to even write about. I don't care. I'm a good person. It's no big deal. I sent her the list, right? She was like, you caught me at the first one. I was like, I was just thinking about different things, just wrote it down. Anything different. And she was like, I'm using this one. She was like, I'm definitely going to use this one because that's just a perfect idea. I was like, go ahead, because I don't want you to think that your mind is running dry of ideas and then you just want to disappear and not write any more books. First of all, that's what we're not going to do.
That's what we're not going to do. I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm. Now, what?
Right, even if it's about how your day was, just make it a place to write.
Exactly, because even if that's a good point. Because I used to do that, because writing used to be my escape to, let out a few things or anything like that. So anything I was feeling, I would actually write a chapter about that or anything. Or they was like, why is this character so emotional? It was like, it actually made me cry because I could connect with it. I was like, big fact, may have been feeling emotional, and I put that in that specific character. So I just put all that emotion into that one character,
right,
and just broke it down into a whole story. And it was like, wow. I was like, that's the big fact of that. I always do that. I always put some emotion into all my characters, because if that character don't have emotion, it seems like they're not real. I don't know what that is with me, but it just seems like if they don't have like they're actual a real person, it's like I can't really connect with them.
Yeah, that's how it is now.
Yeah, another thing I was going to ask you, and this is what I really want to ask you now, when you create a character or anything of that nature, and you were assisting, like, you know, maybe giving tips to a new author who haven't come out with their book yet, and they may be feeling down about it, or this book isn't going to come out right, what advice would you give them to, you know, kind of help them bring them out of that situation?
Like I was just saying, write every day. Just don't stop writing. Even if you think your ideas aren't the best, write them down anyway. Because they may be the best for another story or idea that you got later on down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And take criticism and use it constructively. Don't just look at it as a negative thing. Really pay attention to it, listen to it, read into it, and utilize it and apply it. Because it does help, and just keep. The only way you're going to get better is by writing. You're not going to get better by not writing. So as long as you write in, and me personally, I do webinars and everything go writing. I'm always watching some online live videos, about giving out like writing tips and things like that, and how to do certain stuff to your story and edit it a certain way and make it look like this and make it sound like that or whatever. So I'm just always doing something to better myself personally as a writer. So just do what you gotta do to better yourself as a writer. Whatever will make you feel comfortable with your craft. I feel comfortable with my craft by learning more about writing it. So
I like
just
that.
find whatever makes you comfortable, and let that be your thing, and just write.
I really like that. I will definitely take that advice, because that's exactly how I was. You know, I really didn't. A lot of people did not know that I was writing. You know, because I kept that to myself, and I was like, 'cause it was a little hobby or whatever. But then it became to the point where I was like, this isn't a hobby anymore, because I was doing it every day. I wasn't just doing it once a week. I was doing it every day, making my schedule for when I wanted to get the book done. And it was just becoming something I really wanted to do. You know, I've always been the type to, you know, write little sayings or quotes or poems, definitely poetry. And that's what made me spark to want to write books. You know, I had a friend who was like, you know, why don't you just put your work on that app? You know, start there. And that's how it all started. If she wouldn't have told me about that, I don't know if I would have been writing stories. I'm going to be honest about that. Because I was a very shy person. So I was like, how am I supposed to get this out here? You know, I was just writing it in my notebook. So she was like, why don't you just, she was like, because I read the story. She was like, she was like, this is good enough to be where a lot of people can read it, just more than me. She's like, why don't you just put it up there? Just go ahead and do it. And when I did that, within a week, it was up to 10K. And I only had like 100-some followers. So
Wow.
I was like,
okay.
Yep, I was like, so this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Not just my artwork, right.
Right.
So, when exactly did you start writing? That's a good story. That's some good stuff here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Elementary school, like literally, when I was able to put words together to make stories, first, second grade. I used to win short story contests and stuff in school, and I used to always make good grades on essays and stuff like that, so I've always been a writer.
Yeah, me too.
It's just always something that I've always done. So
Yeah, me
I can
too.
literally say I've been writing my whole life. I can't tell you when I started, how I started, or none of that. I just know I've always written.
Yep, it just happened.
I've had notebooks over years.
Same with me, because that's one thing. I'm in college, so that's one thing my mom, she always got me notebooks. So wherever those notebooks are, there's a lot of notebooks I have that has my poetry in and everything. And in middle school, I won my first poetry poem contest. In high school, I won second place in my short story contest. And my writing teacher, when she read my short story, she said, "This is definitely what you're supposed to be doing." That was one adult who said, "This is definitely what you're supposed to be doing, because this story is amazing." And I was the first person who turned my story in, because she told us in the beginning of the year, she was like, "This is a major project in this class. If you don't do it, it's going to affect your grade." I was like, that's nothing. I had the story done within, that month or whatever. And it was just, had to edit it, and it was just ready and done. And it was the first person who came to class, put the story right there. That's how into it I was. And it was a different story, too. It was the first time I ever wrote paranormal. So, it was great that she seen that a story that I never really wrote about got a lot of attention. So, yeah. Now, as an author, in many more years for you to come, where do you see yourself going with this? Like your next stage, and put that way.
I wouldn't mind running for maybe a magazine one day.
Mm-hmm.
Like Essence or something. I've already had people approach me about screenplays and things like that, so I'm really just open to anything and everything. Mm-hmm. I'm not the one to just do one thing and that be it. I'm always dabbling in multiple things at a time.
Right.
So, who knows?
You know?
Like now, I recently I wrote a bio for an international DJ for his website. I did that recently. So it's just different stuff I wrote. I have written for a magazine before. It's just not a magazine that's obviously as big as Essence or anything like that. But I've read magazine articles, so it's something that I'm familiar with. So I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I don't talk about on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. So I'm always doing something. I'm for somebody somewhere and making money doing it. So
that's amazing, because that's how I am. Now, I'm not going to say anything, because a lot of people be like, "Oh my God," right? So I'm just say this, like in the near future, I personally, because I love photography and I love, I edit, I make trailers, so I love editing everything like that. And I really want to elevate that and take it to the next level to be able to really bring eyes on authors' books like have been doing for the past year and a half. But I really want to be more involved, be able to set up meetings with them, be like, you know what, if you want a trailer, let's actually get a cast, get for a nice little short film, or even just a trailer. That's exactly the next stage I want to go to.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's dope.
That's exactly what I want to do, because I have so many amazing authors on my page where the only thing they get to promote on really is Facebook or social media. I try to take it to the next level with my podcast and put it on my website, little things like that to, bring more attention, because sometimes you have people who may be in the groups and they'll bypass it and go to another post like, since I know this person, I'm going to click on their book.
Exactly, and that's why it's appreciated. Like the past couple of months, I've had a couple of interviews a month like this, with different people on, whatever networks or sites or whatever that they're doing their thing on. So it's very much so appreciated, because that's also how we gain new followers with their followers and stuff. Watching the benefits, like, okay, man, let me, click that friend real quick, add friend real quick, and see what they time out on their page.
Exactly.
And that's how connections happen and stuff. So it's definitely appreciated. Very much so.
Exactly, and I do this out of the kind person that I am because I'll say this: a year ago, I don't think I would have done a podcast. Why? Because like I said earlier, I was such a shy person. I was like, I can't be like that. I need to network. Be able to have. Since this is my voice, let me use it. And that's why I did this because I'm like a lot of other authors have a voice too, and they really can't speak about it some way. They can't really speak their voice with their covers sometimes because you have Facebook who say, oh, this is derogatory, this is this, that, and the other. No.
Oh, man, I'm always getting in trouble for something on Facebook.
Exactly. So how are we really supposed to...
for 40 days before.
Exactly. Like, how exactly are we supposed to express certain things that's, like, in the story? Like, I'm actually writing my first erotica story. I already know how that's going to go. Because it's going to be some type of chapters or anything I might want to share, and can't really share that because as soon as somebody see it, they're going to report it.
Yeah, I swear all my books erotica though. The one I'm writing now, it's not as sexy, but I'm not going to say too much about it because I already gave too much details away on it already, so I'm just going to shut the hell up. I'm book I'm writing now, and then everybody can just go read all the other books that I've written that they have not yet read. Again, not bragging, it's just to let them know that my books are worth reading. They are 5-star books. I have best-selling books and everything already. My book last month was in the top 20 for its first week. So, it's worthy of reading. Is all I'm saying.
Right. It's nothing wrong with holding something that you love doing. Praise it. That's exactly why I made this podcast because you worked really, really hard on your books. Like you may be the writer who writes within a few weeks to complete this story or months. Either way, you still worked hard on this story. So why not talk about it to the death of it? Because that's what I do.
Yep. So, that's what it is. I ain't gonna say too much more again, like I said, about the new one. I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be real dope. And my other books are real dope too. So, that's just what I'm told though. That's just, they are dope, but just from what I'm told, I've had a lot of good feedback. I can honestly say I haven't had that much negative feedback since my first book was published June of last year. So I've only literally been writing like a year and a half. I'm 7 books in, almost 8, and I really haven't got much negative feedback. So it's all exciting. It's just making me want to write more and more and get better at writing and just write better and just have everybody like that name where you can drop a name. You can say Zane, you can say Eric Jerome Dickey, you can say a couple of names and everybody gonna know who those names are just because you said their name, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's just gonna be when you say my name, like, oh yeah, I know her, she got some good books.
Exactly. Now, one thing
on the streets, just, my name on a book.
Exactly. And one thing that happened to me is I said, don't nobody know my name. I had the little stuff. It's like, don't nobody know me, right? I'm like, okay, a little few people didn't read my book, but whatever. I make book covers or this, that, and the other. I told you I'm a very humble person. I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. No. I went to the store. One of my favorite store, Route 21, and was getting something. I think it was around my birthday or something like that. And I was just shopping. So I go up to the counter to, ask the worker, could she get a certain item for me that I couldn't reach because I'm short. She looked at me, and I'm like, did I say something wrong? That's what I'm saying in my head. I was like, did I do something wrong? She was like, you're shy. So I was like, oh shit. I was like, I was like, did she just say my pen name that is on Facebook? Huh? That's what I'm saying in my head. Like, no way. This is a joke. My mom gotta be pranking me because my mom was in the store. I was like, She was like, no. She was like, wait. I've read your book. Your book is such and such and such. I was like, really? She was like, yes. She was like, I'm so mad I don't have the paperback. I forgot it at home. And because I was going to show some people because the book was really, really, really good. She was like, can I get your autograph on this receipt? I was like, yeah. I almost ran out of the store. I was so shook. I was like, okay. I guess some people do know me.
Situation before too, and it is pretty dope.
Right, and my mom.
Like when people say they follow me on Instagram, they're like, yeah, I know who you are, I follow you on Instagram. I'm like, on Instagram, but I'm not on Instagram nearly as much as I'm on Facebook. Facebook is where I'm at. For real. Like, so just when they tell me they follow me on Instagram, I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that's real dope too. Like, so I see they watch me on Instagram too, so.
Right.
It's real cool.
Right, and then my after that happened, my mom was still in the back where she was looking for her outfit, and I came to her. She was like, "What's wrong with you?" Because she said my face. I was like, "Mom, somebody just recognized me as an author and got my autograph." She was like, "No, they didn't." I was like, "You just missed the whole scene up there." She was like, "Girl, I wasn't paying attention to you. I was waiting for you to bring back your stuff." I was like, "Wow, Mom, you just missed all of that." Really? She was like, that's sweet, but I thought she was playing. I'm like, I'm not playing, Mom. The lady right there. And she was like, okay. She was like, okay, I see you. And then she just went back to her shop. I'm like, wow, Mom, you could at least give me like some being extra a little bit.
A little bit more action, yeah, a little bit more extra.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit more juice.
Right.
She was
a little dry. Right. She was red.
Like the kids leave at the bottom of the thing. Like, why the hell y'all leave this Kool-Aid in here? This ain't shit.
Right.
What has to do with this?
Right. And then when we got home, I guess it really dawned on her, right? She was like, so that really happened. I was like, yes, Mom. She was like, come give me a hug. She was like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I guess it dawned on her later in the day. I know. I was like, it took you to later in the day? Really? Me?
You realize that your daughter is a superstar?
Yeah, but after that, she you know what she did next? She had nerve to call me by my author name in public. I was like, okay, Mom.
Yeah.
I was like, relax. Because if a crowd...
My family and friends calls me by my pen name in public.
Right. I'm like, if a crowd of people come at me, what you gonna do? You gonna be the bodyguard? I don't think so. Yeah, little things like that is sweet.
Get ready for it. She put it in the universe for you. Get ready for it. It's coming to the both of us.
Yep, exactly. That was just the sweetest thing. Now, at this time, because this is such a lovely time. I'm not even looking at the time right now. The time just flew by. At this time, this is where you give your shout outs, shout out your books, your social medias, all that great stuff to, really broadcast who Monique is.
Okay. It's a lot.
Go ahead. You got this all this time.
So, my blog got a whole bunch of freaky shit on it, short stories and I like to call poetry, erotic poetry and stuff on there. And that's www.authormonique without the apostrophe MONIQUE.blogspot.com. Facebook, Author Monique, and now that has the apostrophe MO'NIK. Instagram, same thing. No, I'm lying. Instagram is MO_Neek. So Mo_Neek on Instagram. I'm not on Snapchat or Twitter or none of that, unfortunately. I ain't hip to all of that. I'm really just on Facebook and Instagram. I'm kind of boring, but I'm kind of not. On my books, my catalog, Amazon.com/author/MO_NIK. My books, Bad Boys Need Love, Suicide Smash, Street Kings, Love Story Parts 1 through 3. Love and the Gangsta Ain't Easy, just send that Micah's Love Story Parts 1 through 3. And In Love with Disaster, and that's a beautiful love story. And that's a standalone, that's a one book by itself. So 7 dope books for you to read. And my series so dope, you can read each book by itself like it's a standalone. But then you got more if you want to read more. So, I think that's pretty much it. Because I don't do too much off of Facebook and stuff. My website is under construction right now, so it has not been published on the World Wide Web as of yet. Mm-hmm. That's coming soon. I have another interview next week for people to be looking out for, if I can shout that out. And I just want to, you know, I ain't gonna be petty and not shout out certain people because I disagree with the way they do things. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna say this. My publisher, you know, her whole routine for what they do with covers and the editing and stuff like that. Because they got a lot of good shit. All my readers stay number one, though. Stay number one. So like I said, one for them, I really have no purpose in writing other than to be writing for myself because I like to write. They make it all better, though. So they get my number one love and my number one shout out and stuff like that. And I give a shout out to my husband. He real helpful. He helps me out a whole lot to make sure I meet deadlines and stuff like that. It don't go crazy. And he just helps me a whole lot. So the list goes on and on with how much he helps me with this writing stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Everybody knows that I fuck with them heavy. If I fuck with them, they know what's up. I ain't gotta say everybody name individually. They know what's up. Because I show my love the way that I show my love. So
I love that. That is the realness I have ever heard. I love it. It was great. This was a great interview. This was very refreshing since I haven't done a podcast within a few weeks because I was a little sick. So I love this. I love the energy. I just love doing this. Thank you for being on the show.
The vibe was great. Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Like I said, it's appreciated. It's very much so appreciated. The exposure to other platforms and things like that. So it's appreciated.
I love it. I love you. She loves you, of course. I will be back within another week with some more new authors, so watch out for that, guys. I love you. Bye.
Thanks, sis. Love you back.
Love you, too.